me, I think it's very
I mean, Ukraine is in a difficult situation, but the European Union has provided more than 6 billion euros so far. And I could announce another 200 million for those countries having signed this DCFTA. They should support the SMEs, and these 200 million should be used to trigger additional loans for SMEs in the magnitude of around 2 billion euros. So it's about raising the competitiveness of Ukraine economy, and I'm very trustful because if I'm looking into the export figures of Georgia and Moldova, they have increased by 15 to 20% since signing the DCFTA. So I think for Ukraine it's a very good day.
What about the visa-free regime? Will you name the date for the visa-free regime?
What we have said and what is so far in the draft of the declaration says that if there is a positive report, and from my point of view this is not unlikely, it's possible that the Commission can give a positive report by the end of the year.
By November?
Whenever. It depends a little bit on Ukraine, how fast they are, but I mean there are a few outstanding issues, so it should be feasible.
What are the obstacles?
No, it's something in the area of corruption, human trafficking. One has to take it serious, but I think it's, according to our experts, feasible.
For Moldova, what was that?
For Moldova, also here it's about now implementation, in particular on the DCFTA, the support of the economy. I think we have very promising results also of the visa-free regime. Also the relationship to Transnistria has improved, so this clearly indicates the impact of this DCFTA and the association agreement, because it's a gigantic fitness program for a society, not only in terms of economy but also in terms of rule of law. And also therefore I have huge expectations.
Rather, $1 billion from our bank system is not affecting the European perspective. Heard about this?
Look, it would affect the European perspective if this scandal is not treated seriously according to international rule of law standards. Thank you.
What about final statement?
Will declaration mention European perspective for Eastern partners?
No, we are following the same line as it was just 2 or 3 weeks ago at the EU-Ukrainian summit expressed, and I think this is exactly where we are, and we are here with friends from Eastern Europe, and these are clearly countries within the European Union. But I think now it's important to focus and to concentrate on the implementation of the association agreement, the DCFTA. This is a gigantic fitness program for a country, not only in terms of economy, but also in terms of rule of law, and this should have the priority.
So it won't be in the final declaration.
We are still, as you know, negotiating this, but I think the general perspective is clear. But first of all, it's about the immediate priorities where we have to have the focus. But I'm confident if I'm looking into all the activities the government, but also the Rada has done in the past couple of months. It's okay, it's fine, but it's now about implementation.
But it's the same for Georgia, European perspective. You mean the same situation?
They three are together.
Thank you very much.
Well, there are some ideas, and I think it's about. I think also our partners have to understand that. I mean, it's a kind of exercise. The 28 have learned to find a compromise, and the 6 will also learn to find a compromise, and they are ready for that. Because I think it's clear to appear as united as possible, but we have always acknowledged that, for instance, in our relationships as European Union, we have to apply a very differentiated approach, depending also on the interests of the different countries. We have our interests, but the joint denominator is clearly peace, stability and prosperity in the region, and this is what guides us. And the different countries have the same interests, but different solutions how to arrive there.
But Belarus and Armenia disagree with the phrase with Armenia, with the Crimea phrase.
We are not yet there, so I don't want to make any final statements on that, because I know and I understand our teams are negotiating with them, and I'm very confident that by the end of the day we will have a formulation which satisfies everybody.
To set a clear date when Ukraine and Georgia will be able to get the visa-free regime?
No, what we have said, and which is now also in the draft, is that if Ukraine and Georgia are meeting the outstanding requirements, and this is possible in the very near future, it is not unlikely that the Commission can report positive by the end of the year. Okay, thank you very much.
We are taking photos. We will see them as wedding or a funeral. 20 years from now, when he's dead.